Me and Z are, as I said in the past, like we're bond forever. We're friends, and we definitely kept communicating and talking, and yeah, I've had many conversations with him, and then by the end, obviously we've had that conversations about moving forward, and yeah, he's always been a great influence on me. He's helped me a lot, and we tried to help each other out throughout this whole process. So same goes with the message that he told me, and basically was to be myself, and that was it. It was very much appreciated, and it was great coming from him.
Yeah, and is this just a matter of changing the letter on your chest there? Is there anything you do different, or do you just stay with the program?
To me, it's to be myself. I think leadership is all about making sure you're able to surround yourself with great people, which I am, and also being able to connect with guys and to speak from the heart when it's needed, lead by example. I don't think I'm going to change any of that stuff, and yeah, I think I'm going to try to communicate and make sure we connect as a team, and we create something special moving forward. But that being said, I think there's a culture that's been established here for many years, and there's been tremendous and amazing leaders and captains over the years, and Z obviously was one of those guys where there's been a culture that's been in place, and we're going to try to carry that on.
Thank you.
Of course.
We'll go next to Joe Haggerty.
Congrats on the C, Bergie. You've come a long way from the 18-year-old kid with the peach fuzz back in 2003.
Yeah, right. Thank you very much, Joe.
Just curious, the captaincy is obviously a very multifaceted thing. There's a lot of, things you're responsible for, things you want to take care of when you're wearing the C. But what do you view as the most important part of the job description of being a captain of the hockey team?
Again, to me, it's going back to connecting with the guys, making sure they understand and realize that this is their team just as much, and take ownership of that, and making sure they're a big part of that team. Everyone's got is important, is valued, and it's all about connecting with them and making sure we're on the same page and buying into what we're trying to establish. For me, it's sending that message, reaching out to guys, and to make sure they realize that they can all take charge and be themselves, and find ways to understand each other and all that stuff going forward.
Thanks, Bergie.
Of course.
We'll go next to Dan Roach. Go ahead, Dan.
Hey, Patrice, congratulations.
Thanks, Dan.
Quick question, just to put into context what it means to you to be the captain, from the sense of, yes, Zdeno has certainly been there with you, but, going back to the likes of Ray Bourque, Rick Middleton, Wayne Cashman, Johnny Busick, Milt Schmidt, the names of the Boston Bruins. So maybe more in essence of what does it mean to you, not only to be captain, but captain of the Boston Bruins?
Yeah, I think it's very humbling, a huge honor. As you said, there's been some tremendous captains and leaders along the way, and some legend of the game. And it's as I said, it's an absolute honor, and I'm going to try to keep bettering myself and keep learning and leading by example, but also trying to be me. I think that's all I can really do, and try to connect with my teammates. And but again, as you said, it's an historic franchise that's done so much, and to be a part of it and actually be named captain is something very special.
Thank you, Dan. We'll go next to Sophia Yerkshevitz. Got us, Sophia? All right, we'll go next to Kevin Dupont. Go ahead.
Congrats, Bergie.
Thanks, Kev.
Okay. Just an aspect of this, and Hags was touching on it, but Butch has talked a lot over the years about getting his message into the room through the leadership core, you and Z and Kretsch and Marshy. So I'm wondering, can you give us an idea of what the messaging is from the coach that he's expecting you to take into the room, and maybe an instance or two? Because I have a feeling like maybe in the captaincy role, you have to be a mind reader of what he's expecting and what he's going to say.
Yeah, but I think it's also wanting to be a bridge, between the players and the coaching staff, and also management, and being able to have those conversations and communicate with them, and then kind of carry that message along in the locker room, and just try to help that communication, and making sure that guys are buying into what we're trying to bring, and what the coaches are trying to bring. And I guess it's relaying the message, but also connecting, and as Bruce and Butchie talks a lot about, is taking care of the room. The room should be the players, and it should be on us to make sure guys are accountable, and as I said, they take charge, and that we come together as a unit, as a team. So to me, that's kind of what it is.
So the message wouldn't be, we got to be better on the breakout here. The message is what? Work ethic. It's philosophy.
Yeah, it is X's and O's at times, but I think to me it's more as I said before, the culture, but also what we are, who we are, and more how we can create something by connecting and by our togetherness as a team. But as I said, it's more the bridge also to make sure that guys are buying into what everyone is saying.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dupes. We'll go back to Sophia.
Hi, is this working?
Yep.
Okay. Patrice, félicitations. I just wanted to know if there was anything that as you were growing up, whether it was in junior or your time with the Bruins as a young player, that stood out to you in terms of someone showing you leadership, that you were like, okay, I definitely want to, if I ever get the opportunity, bring this into my way of leading a team. Some specific memory of something you wanted to repeat or show, pay it forward. And then I do have a second part question, a bit silly, but I'm wondering if your kids have registered what's happening and what their reaction is at home. Dad is the captain of the Boston Bruins, if they've said anything cute or reacted a certain way. And thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sure my kids really understood this morning when I told them that. They're kind of happy, but they're still a little confused. They thought it was kind of cool that I was going to get a different letter on the front of my jersey, but they're all happy and kind of excited. But they were more excited about the season to start and all that stuff going forward, and they're going to see some of the other kids at some point soon, hopefully, from my teammates. So just to play with them. So there's a lot of people that has helped me along the way. There's a lot of people that I've learned from. I think I can't deny that Rex has had a tremendous impact on me to help me find my voice, and Marty Lapointe was all about accountability and doing things the right way as a young guy coming in, and teaching those myself, but also the other young guys, how to act as a professional. Z was the culture that he brought, and his competitive nature, but also how he was demanding and being able to get the best out of the players, and so all that stuff. There's not really one guy or one particular thing that I've noticed, but also to me it's always been about speaking from the heart and connecting with guys, and showing empathy, and make sure the environment around those guys is something fun to be around, and wanting them to come back and be the best version that they can be. It's kind of how I want to do this, and obviously I've learned so much, and it's been a tremendous help to help with my leadership, because that's how you grow as a person. That's how you grow as a leader, is by learning from others, and I've had some tremendous leaders, and that I've had a chance to play with.
Merci.
Thank you, Sophia. We'll take two more in English. We'll go to Mick Calagio.
Patrice, congratulations. Sophia kind of got into this. I was thinking about captains without a letter, guys you've played with over the years who have shown you captain-like personality or material or example. And you mentioned Marty Lapointe, which was kind of obvious with your first year, and Rex. Were there any other guys along the way that really stood out to you as guys that you thought of as captain-like players, even though they weren't necessarily officially recognized that way?
Yeah, and Andrew Ference was a captain in Edmonton, but he wasn't with us, and he, he's had a great impact on me. We're good friends. I spoke to him lately, and there's always guys I've connected with, and that has there's a lot of players that don't have a letter on their jerseys, but still are leaders in the locker room or on the ice, and those guys you obviously learn from them as well. So Ference was one of them. I think that 2011 team was full of them. Sean Thornton was another one of those guys that had a huge impact on myself, but also a lot of the young guys. And again, establishing that culture that I've talked about, he was also one of those guys that helped a lot doing that. So Gregory Campbell, also another guy that had some leadership qualities, kind of a glue guy, and bringing guys together and all that stuff. So you learn from so many guys, and I feel so lucky that I've had the chance to play with so many great people.
One other quick one, Providence Bruins 04-05 season. You're not playing for Boston, but it seemed like a very big year for you. You moved to the middle as a pro. You're 19 years old, and you're at the core of a team that went pretty deep in the playoffs and had that memorable series against Philadelphia's farm team. What was that like in terms of inculcating, for lack of an easier word here, what you were going to be as a player and going forward and making an identity?
Yeah, it was a great year. I think I've learned a lot. I've matured a lot. I've developed also on and off the ice, and it was just great. It was obviously the year before, as we talked. Marty Lapointe I was living with them, and so the next year was my first time really living by myself and learning the ropes and how to become a young adult and making my way and also becoming a true professional. So it was a great year for that. There was a lot of great veteran leadership that was also there that was great, influence on me and as a young player. And but it was really a great year, great experience, and it definitely was one of those things that helped me moving forward that whole year for sure.
Thanks a bunch.
Of course.
Take one more question in English, and then we'll switch to French. Jimmy Murphy, go ahead.
Hey, Patrice, congratulations.
Thanks, Murph.
I was going to try my French, but I didn't want to murder it. Anyhow, I was thinking back, to the year, when you suffered the concussion and the time you missed and just how serious that was. And I'm wondering if you can think back to that, when you're off the ice, what you're thinking about. Is this my career? Is it over? What's going to happen? And just what happened after that? Because when you came back, it was like you were shot out of a cannon. And ever since then, you've been one of their best players. So if you can just take us back to that and then how it feels to be where you are now.
Yeah, I think that, as in life, when there's adversity like that and events like that, it's really hard to understand why, I guess, in the moment. It's usually later on in your life and that you understand that, it was there for a reason. It made you grow and become a better better person, better player maybe, and all that stuff. So it's kind of how I took that experience. Things happen for a reason at times. I believe in that. And, I had something to learn. Maybe it was to appreciate the game even more. Sometimes you take it for granted when you're in February in game, whatever, 50. And that was the year that, hockey kind of got away from me a little bit for a full year, and that was hard. That was very difficult, and made me realize how much I love it. And it's more than just a game to me. It's really a passion and something I want to do, and I wanted this to become a bit of my motto, where I appreciate everything, and I'm able to play this game, and thankful for I guess a second chance, if you will, and so yeah, that's kind of how I approached it. Maybe not in the moment, but looking back, after a few years, it made me, I guess, change my game in a way, and try to become even more of a complete player. Yeah, it's been, again, it's things that happen in your life. You grow, you learn, and you keep moving forward.